Hey everyone, what's good? You already know who this is. This is V Marie, also known as your girl V92. Now, I just wanted to get into a little bit of something else. And I don't know what I'm going to title this video. It's going to be what the hell ever. But I wasn't even going to put out another video this week. I was just going to, let the couple of videos that I've already put out surface throughout the week and maybe the weekend. But there's so many things that I wanted to touch on. I have a little break right now, but there's a huge thing that I want to settle on. And I looked into the comment sections, and you guys, I love the comments. I keep them coming, and because I like to see other people's point of views, but I also like to see why they think that way. But basically, a lot of the time when we hear the average black male on YouTube talk about his experience with black women, it's only one type of black woman, which is like the classless hood rat, or the black woman with the attitude. So when they're talking about their experiences, they're only talking about one type, but they generalize. But sometimes generalizations aren't bad, but most of the time they are, and their generalizations are very biased and very one-sided. Now I have some pictures flashing up, and they're not going to be in sync with what I'm talking about, but when you see the pictures, you'll get my point of view. Notice how in this, I posted a couple of pictures from Alex L artwork, and these these pictures are pretty old. They're a couple of years old, but I'm not a huge fan of Alex L artwork because his stuff is very one-sided. I can't really get with it because it's like either hot or cold with him. There's no in between. He only checks what's on the surface, and it's his own biased opinion. But like many black men of YouTube, that's just how the story goes. It's very unbiased. It's very biased. So, the first picture is going to be shown of a black man, and there's 3 women standing there. 3 ghetto, combative, hood radish black women standing there. Now, what black men fail to realize, and what they fail to even admit, is that they are attracted to hood rats very heavily. They're attracted to fast women. A lot of black men are attracted to those types of women. So in the beginning, when they're trying to talk to those type of women, they get upset when they get dissed. They get upset. Now look at the type of black man in the cartoon. Look at the type. He's well put together, well dressed, looks like he's well spoken, and you have to ask yourself, this is the depiction. I give credit to Alex for this because it proves my point. Black men are attracted to hood rats. Not all of them, a very large portion of them. And they don't really tell the whole story. We don't hear everything. And this is a perfect depiction of what they love. Notice how you have a well put together black man approaching 3 hood rats on the street. Look like one woman's belly is popping out. The other one looks like they rolling their neck. They're ghetto, hood radish. And it's ridiculous. That's what they choose to approach. That's who they choose to get with. So black women, don't be offended when they talk, because we know. Now we know that it's only one type that they go for. Don't even worry about it. Don't trip. Don't sweat it. They ain't talking about us. They're not talking about black women of substance. They're not talking about black women that are doing for themselves, because they don't go after that type until they're like 35. Yes, black men don't go after the women that they want until they're 35. a large portion of them, when they get done playing the field, black men, for some reason, I don't fucking know why, they have a longer playing field than the average man. Their playing field can be done by the time they're like 40, and then they want a good wholesome woman that's virtuous. But see, for black women that are not the prototype, that are not ghetto, they won't probably get play until their later years of college. But their opinion is very biased. Black men fail to admit that they really enjoy hood rat behavior. They enjoy their company. That's why they always end up with them. And then what happens, they end up on YouTube talking about their problems. Another picture that I posted it's the same depiction of the 3 hood rats standing there, but it's a different dynamic. It has the well put together black man going. I don't know why the black man would be in the hood with this white woman, but he's in the hood and he's flashing the white woman to these hood rats. The hood rats are basically like, "Oh, black woman, you had your chance." Like, really? Why he brought the white woman to the hood? I'm not sure but that's Alex L's idea. That's his biased opinion. That's what he does. And I'm showing a couple of pictures of black women, basically showing that black men are so selfish on YouTube that they don't tell both sides of the spectrum. That's what my channel is about. I will tell you both sides of the spectrum because I've went through it. You get what I'm saying? Hopefully you guys are following me. I know black women, my friends are going through it. I've went through it. I've just grown out of it and I've accepted it because I know there's better out there. But I've went through it. Many black men, even the ones that are the so-called good guys, they're not gonna approach good black women until they turn like 30 something. I probably won't be getting married until I'm like out of college. I already know that's what's gonna go down. And other black women in my same position will tell you, there's so many black women out there. So many good ones that are just like to themselves, who are in college. But even there, I'm not gonna say. Well, I will say his name, Chris Everyday. In the comment section, he basically said something that stood out, which makes me believe that many black men and the men like him think the same. They only think there's one type of black woman, and that's the hood rat, because they chose to deal with it their whole life. Their whole lives. So it's only one, biased opinion. Basically, he said, I'm not going to go back, but you guys can go back and read it if you want to read through all of that. But basically, he was like, he basically said there really is no difference between the hood rat and the classy black woman, because we both like the same men and we both create thugs. Now, how unfair and biased is that generalization? But at the same time, they want us to think that black men are not the same. They want to think that there's they want us to think that there's different type of black men, and it's our fault why we don't have good ones. But if we were to come up with some stuff like that and say, well, there really is no difference between the thug and the nice black man who's in school, they're all the same. It's called deflection when we do it. But I don't know what they call themselves when they... Even in my comments, you get a lot of black men talking about black women don't want good men. No, the women that you fuck with don't want good men. Black women who are doing well for themselves in school, or not even in school, but they're doing well for themselves, we want companionship. We want a lifelong partner, somebody that we can build families with. Instead of making the average assumption, why don't you ask these type of black women instead of like guessing? Go to your even the community go to your nearest community college. Look for a black woman that's doing well for herself and ask her what the hell she wants. I hate that shit. It's like black men tell us what we want. Or they assume that what we want. Oh, y'all just like thugs. Bullshit. That's why I'm like, okay, so if all black women just want thugs, all black men want hood rats. Whether she's white, Spanish, Puerto Rican, or that's the same thing. White, Spanish, Asian, they want hood rats. It's very biased and it doesn't make sense, doesn't it? I guess. Anyway, that's my small rant and my small rave or whatever. Those of you who aren't sub to me, get back at me. Those of you who are, leave some comments in the comment sections. I'm very curious to see what y'all have to say about this. And I want you guys to, I want to hear some differences as well. Tell me, am I lying? Or am I telling the truth? All right, get back at me. All right, out.